I've made some changes to this ball holder part. I've chopped quite a bit off there so that the ball joint can move left and right a bit. I've changed the parts here so that a hex-headed 4mm bolt will indent into there. It's got a hex shape. On this side there'll be a nail nut. This is the way to want printing, but with supports on, by the way. You do need supports on. Kitchen build plate. Okay, when you're printing it out. This is going to be the improved CD12864 ball holder. That is this blue part here. On this print I've actually designed it so that this opening will be as wide as it shows you here. I've broken these off manually, but in this next print it will be better. I've moved this bolt up as well, so that if you put nail bolts on, excuse me, it won't catch. I put a hex indent on that side so that when you're screwing and tightening them up it will lock in there and not the bolt itself won't turn. So basically it's this blue part, two parts in a way. I go on the stand. Now this has supports on touching the build plate set and cover. You need supports on for this. As in the previous video I'll tell you why, but I'll tell you again that it has like two cup shapes for the ball, because this is like the socket part of the ball, this ball socket unit for the adjustable stand. And if it's printed up the other way, because of the ball shape, it's basically printing almost into thin air, and it's, in a way it's got overhangs, and that will leave a rough edge on the inside of the ball, and that will grate against, well, on the inside of the socket in this case, and that will grate against the ball and cause problems to a certain extent. So they have to be printed up this way. like this, well, like this bottom direction, but then that's got overhang on this edge, so it needs supports on. Okay, so these are the parts, the blue parts getting printed now, and obviously we don't want a rough edge on the inside there, so it has to be printed like this way up. It's about a 2-hour print. Just getting some of the lights on. It's a little bit dark. So it's in 2 halves, basically. Well, not in 2 halves, they're 2 separate pieces to a certain extent, but they work together to clamp onto the ball on the ball and socket. So this is a socket part. I'm calling it the ball holder because it holds the ball. You can probably see the supports there. This also has 20% infill. Now there is a little bit difference between each one. They're not totally symmetrical because one has the indentations for the hex-headed balls, 4mm balls. That's the plan there. Got 4mm retraction on this at 40mm per second. That's quite high for an E3D version 6. Mine is a clone. I normally recommend 2.5, but I've had no problems with 4, and I think 4 is better for me anyway. I don't know, I haven't done a definitive test, but I was getting some stringing on like a 2-part thing I had earlier. This is a different one, so I haven't done a definitive test. Had no problem. Well, when I was trying 4 before, I had no problems using 4mm retraction. Okay, I'm going to put it on the time lapse just now. Normal speed on the video, 37 minutes, and you can really see the supports here. I print it out in this way around anyway. That is when the parts are this way around. The cups are going to be facing upwards so that they don't get any support material in, don't have any overhangs. That is why you need supports on here, because this does have quite a bit of an overhang. You see, it does seem like the nozzle is actually pushing the plastic a bit. That's going on to sometimes anyway. I'm going to stop the video for about an hour, I think, and then I'll come back if I can. 1 hour 32 minutes. You can really see the supports there, looking at this front edge. And you can also see the infill, set to 20% in cover. So in this iteration I've moved, I'll show you on this, it's easier I think. I moved this bolt here, oops, up more near this circle. I've printed without the original printed edges on here. I've broken them off on this to test it out. That's so that this ball can move side to side. On the original one it wasn't able to do that. Oops, I think because I put my arms. So I'll show you that again. So the ball can now at least move a little bit side to side. Obviously you turn the stand unless you got fastened to something, and basically move that up, make the edge, or put some indents in one of the pieces so that the hex headed balls can go in and won't turn. So this will be high up so that the nail ring, things here won't catch on each other. So it's getting printed. Which way is it getting printed? Like this way up, in a way, with the cups up over, so there's no supports needed in the cups because they have to be kept pretty smooth so that the ball can move about in the ball and socket. So that is basically the stand. This is hopefully an improvement. I'm going to pause the camera and I'll come back later, probably when it's finished actually. Well, there we are, finished. Try and get the time. Turn this light out because sometimes the lights dazzle the time on the display. 1 hour 43 minutes. Wait until the bed cools and then we'll see about getting them off.